Hey friends, it's Meridy here, and today I am here with our discount kit or mini kit for the month of June, and we decided that we're gonna do some mini kits every month, like we did for International Scrapbook Day with that mini kit. So they're gonna be like extremely discounted, limited supply. Probably they will sell out pretty quickly. Just kind of something a little fun and different. So we're offering little mini kits for the next few months at least. And this mini kit is golf theme, and it comes with the following items. It comes with a little pack of sequins. It comes with the 12x12 sticker sheet from Photoplay. It comes with the hole-in-one Photoplay paper from MVP Golf, their MVP Golf line. It comes with the Fore pattern paper from their MVP Golf line, and 2 sheets of white cardstock. And this mini kit does not come with typed instructions, but that is what this video is for. I put 2 really simple 12x12 layouts together with this, and I thought I would just make them into videos if anyone wanted to follow along. So we will just get started on that right now. The first thing that we're going to do is trim the branding strips off of both papers, and then we're going to trim down our papers, and I'm just going to tell you the measurements right here because this, like I said, these are fairly simple layouts and just kind of for something fun. These little mini kits are just kind of fun. So this first paper, you're going to want to decide which elements on the back you might want to use for your paper first, because we don't want to cut through those. For instance, I used this golf logbook and this T right here. So I just cut this whole strip down here all the way off because I don't want to cut into it when I'm cutting paper for the layout. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And then this remaining piece, I just cut 6 inches off. So there's about, I think it's 2 inches remaining. So 6 inches, yep, it's 2 inches. So you've got a 2-inch strip and a 6-inch strip. Okay, and we're going to use this piece as the background of one of our layouts. So that's real simple. And then we are going to use this white piece as the background for our other layout. And everything else is fairly simple here. So what I'm going to do is, as you may know from watching videos in the past, I, instead of using photos on these layouts that I make in these videos, I use papers to represent my photos, little pieces of white cardstock. So I'm gonna grab those and I will be right back. Alrighty, so for this page, I had started with 2 4x6s, but I trimmed them down. One of them I trimmed down to 2.5 inches by 5 inches, and one of them I trimmed down to 3.5 inches by 5 inches because they were just a little too large, and it had a bunch of background stuff that I did not need in that photo. So we're going to start by just putting this right up against the bottom of the layout. And then with one of the sheets of white paper, the other sheet of white paper, I'm going to mat these 2 photos. And I'm actually, so it kind of pops out a little, I'm actually going to ink the edges of my mat. And I'm going to ink them red so that it makes the red in the embellishments kind of pop a little. So I'll show you what I mean. And we're going to use the rest of this white paper to mat the photos on the second layout. So leave that off to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some Distress Oxide candied apple. It's this red color. And I'm just going to ink the edges a little because there's red in the embellishments and the stickers on this kit, but no red in my paper, and there was also some red in my pictures, so I just wanted to make the red pop out a little. But you could use any color that coordinates with your layout or your pictures to ink the edges of your photo mats. Okay, and I think that's all I'm gonna need this red for. So put that off to the side, and then we can go ahead and mat our photos. And then we can kind of lay out what we've got going on here. I wanna lay things out first. So I want one photo there, one photo there, and this is where I'm going to take and cut out this golf log book graphic, cut apart piece. And I could ink the edges of it red, but I kind of wanted to ink the edges of that one with black ink to make it pop a little off the white background. So you could use red or black, but I'm going to use black on this. And I'm going to use Distress Oxide Black Soot to do that. And again, just really quickly and lightly ink the edges there. Okay, so that's gonna stick there. These are gonna kind of overlap like that. That's like the base design of my layout. And then I'm going to actually fussy cut the grass and the ball. And I'm doing this really, really quickly because I'm on video, so I'm very loosely fussy cutting this. A lot of it's gonna get covered up anyways by other embellishments that I'm gonna be putting over the top. So I feel like I can be really messy with fussy cutting the grass. And as you can see, when I'm fussy cutting, it's easier. Sometimes it's very much easier when you have good fussy cutting scissors that are nice and sharp and tiny. And then it's also easier when you move the paper around rather than trying to turn your scissors all these directions. You can see I'm turning the paper to make the cuts. Okay, that is the fastest fussy cutting job I've ever done, I think. Okay, now I'm going to grab my sticker sheet and I'm gonna put a few stickers on. I'm going to do one set right here. And I know I only need like a little bit of this because my picture is going to cover it up. And same with on the other side. I know I'm only going to need a few of these T's. Let's make sure they're even though. And then I can save the rest of this. Oh wow, if I don't stick it on other stickers. I can save the rest of this to use on another layout or more on my page if I want more. But I'm gonna just save that. And then I can trim off this little overhang here and go ahead and adhere my goodies that I kind of have so far. So I've got my golf log book right there. And I'm gonna keep it about 2.5 inches from the top approximately. Not really measuring, but it's about 2.5 inches from the top. Whoa! And then this picture is gonna go about right there. And this one's gonna tuck up underneath the other one. I'm gonna bring them down a little more. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I am going to adhere this golf ball that I fussy cut down, and I'm going to let the grass slip under the paper, but the golf ball part overlap my picture a little. And then we're gonna come back to our sticker sheet, and I am using the word golf. I'm just putting it right here. It kind of fits right in this space. And then I'm going to put the little golf cart at the end, the little red one. Just slightly overlapping my picture. And I'm going to put the golf ball on the yellow tee. So I'm going to put the yellow tee right there. And a golf ball on top of it. I didn't get that straight. It's easier for me when I use some tweezers. Let me reposition this. Okay, there's the tee, and here is the ball. Much better. And now I'm going to put this blue flag overlapping just a little bit of the golf ball. Okay, then I'm gonna add a couple more stickers. Since this is our main embellishment, we only have stickers and sequins. I'm going to really make use of my stickers and put a green golf shirt there, and I'm gonna take a yellow golf shirt and pop it up on foam tape. And the great thing about this kit is you could use it for, obviously, golf pictures, but you could also use it for miniature golf pictures. I think that would be very cute too. Oh, thought I peeled that off. It's still stuck. So I think it would be cute to use for mini golf too. And then I'm going to grab this red tee and put it about right there. And another golf ball on that one. And I'm underlapping that under the shirt a little. And then I'm going to use this red flag. I'm trying to bring some red up here, as you could tell. The red flag I'm gonna put right about here. And then these golf shoes, I'm again going to pop up on foam tape just to add a little interest and layers and dimension here. And those are gonna go like that. Okay, and then we're gonna come down here and add a few more things. I like this sign that says golfer. Oop. And I'm gonna stick that on foam tape as well. So it's got a little dimension down here. I'm just gonna kind of overlap it on things. And then this tag that says date, and of course you're probably going to want to go in and stamp or write the date on this. And I think I want this little trophy, even though my pictures were nothing to do with the trophy or a contest. It's just a cute embellishment that I liked. And I'm gonna pop it up on dimension so it can sit at the same level as these guys. And just kind of overlap right there. And then guys, that is how simple this page is. The last thing that I'm going to do is grab some of my sequins. I'm not gonna do this on camera and adhere them all down, but I'm gonna grab a few sequins and sprinkle them. And I kind of like to glue them where they land, because that's the only way that I like it looking random. but you'll see in my final pictures that there are sequins sprinkled on this layout in those 3 areas. And I'm gonna do that off camera. So I'm gonna set this one off to the side, and then I'm going to start on the second page, which is also fairly simple. So we start with, oh, I forgot one thing. I forgot to tell you that I did take a black marker and I made double lines with little scribblies every so often around the top. So just on the white part. And this one too. As simple as that, just to kind of give it a little frame. Okay, I almost forgot about that. All right, now the second layout here, I've got this golf paper and this strip, and I'm using 2 3x4 photos. And I am again gonna I'm gonna mat those on this white paper that we still have left. And I am going to ink the edges of those this time too, but instead of using red, I am going to use green ink. And because this page, I don't have really any red on this page much. So I'm going to just use green ink, and I used Distress Oxide Mode Lawn for this one. And just inked up the edges. Of both photo mats. When we're working with such a limited amount of supplies, like in these little mini kits, or when you're at a crop or something and don't want to bring a ton of paper of every color, maybe just bring a few ink pads that coordinate with the layouts that you're doing, and that way you can mat a lot of things on white paper, but it will give the appearance of being matted on a color. So that's a little tip when you're working with a limited amount of supplies. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to eventually adhere this down. I like the dark blue at the bottom, these at the bottom. I'm eventually going to adhere these down right here, but for now I'm going to add a little mixed media because that's fun. I will grab a glass mat here because this is the easiest way for me to try to show you this. And what I'm going to use is plastic wrap, like saran wrap, with some of my Creamies paint. Because sometimes I'm not super great at mixed media. I hope this is mixed up enough. I think it is. Yeah, sometimes I'm not super great at mixed media, and using plastic or plastic wrap is really helpful for me to get things looking organic and not like painted on with a brush, if that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna take this plastic wrap, and I want it here and here. I don't want it all the way to the top, and I'm just gonna kind of dab a little. And I'm not gonna mess around with it too much or it's gonna warp my paper. I'm gonna put a little paint here with my brush because it's not getting a lot of the color. The longer that you let the water sit in these Creamies paints, the more colored the pigment will be. And I think I didn't let my water sit in here very long before I used it. So it's gotta pick up some more pigment. Come on. I think I might almost be out of this color too. That might be one of the problems. So I'm just gonna use this to dab it around, and we will let that dry for a minute. Okay, I'm back. I forgot to tell you guys what color that was. That was Creamies Ride the Tide. This paint is called Ride the Tide. All right, now this is pretty dry. Not all the way dry, but pretty dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adhering my pieces down. And again, this layout comes together pretty simple and quick. So this piece just goes across there. And my pictures, I'm gonna stack one right about there and another one just right up there. Okay, and then I'm going to start pulling in the stickers. And on my picture, I had 4 friends. So I realized it's spelled different, like F-O-U-R, F-O-R-E, but I liked the play on words because they were golfing and there was 4 of them in the picture. So I called mine Fabulous Fore. And what I did for the word fabulous, because there's not a word fabulous on here, is I just took a stamp set and black ink and I stamped the word fabulous in a very tiny stamp font right there. You could also write it, you could type it on a computer and print it, like, you know, just make it look like this. So my title is Fabulous Fore. This layout right here, I'm not gonna call it, I'm not gonna stamp it because it takes a long time and I know that's not exciting to watch. And then I cut this frame in about 1/3 and 2/3. And then I kind of just wedged it. The 1/3 part I wedged over here. And then the 2/3 part I put right here. Okay, and then I grabbed my little golf cart here. And guys, I wanted to pop this up on dimensional foam tape, but you have to cut a teeny tiny little piece for that roof of the golf cart, the top of it. And I'm not gonna do that right here on video. I'm just gonna cut a couple little pieces, but you're gonna wanna put a skinny piece across the top when you really do this. And then I'm gonna put this guy right there. When I stamped my title, I put the word fabulous right there. And then one golf ball. I'm gonna set the golf ball right about there. And then this, all the golf clubs here. Again, I wanna pop them up just to add some interest here. And I'm gonna stick them right there. Okay, and then I've got this long strip of striped paper. I'm gonna give this a little border. Now I could put this, you know, behind the whole entire layout, but again, I like saving pieces of my stickers for other things. So I'm just doing that. Actually, I used this little piece. That's why I did that. I used it right here. Boom. It kind of brings up a little triangle of those patterns. And then I'm going to use this golf tee, the golf ball on the red tee, right about there. And 19th hole over here. And then I'm gonna put par for the course, but I am also gonna pop this up on foam tape. And apparently this seems to be my last piece of foam tape on this roll. So I'm just gonna cut it kind of thin. I'm going to need to get another roll to finish this layout because I have more stuff that I wanna pop up. Whoop. Par for the course goes right there. And then this little label I wedged in there. I think I actually put the date on that. I wrote the date on that. And then at the bottom, I used these little stickers. I used the word putting. I used the word tea time and in the rough. And I kind of am overlapping and staggering them. Now I did put the in the rough up on foam tape, so if you want to add that, you would do that. And then I also put this phrase that says golf clap right there up on foam tape. So again, you might want to raise that up. And sand trap and hole in one. And I put the word hole in one up on foam tape too. So you could put those 3 up on foam tape if you'd like. And I am gonna trim off this little edge piece that I just cut my paper a little bit wrong when I made this one. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is get my brush that I used before in some of this paint and make little splatters. Oh, I gotta get a little more water in there. And then after those splatters dry, I'm gonna go in with my sequins and sprinkle some sequins right where I splattered, and I'll adhere that off camera again. But that is both of these layouts from this simple little mini kit, and I hope you had fun doing that. I hope they were simple but elegant looking at the end. Like, they were simple to make, but they come out looking very nice. If you want to share your layout, come join us on our Facebook group. It's called Not Just for Boys Kit Club Community on Facebook, and you can share your layouts there, and our design team will be sharing layouts there, and you can see close-up pictures at the end of this video. And thanks, guys. Bye.